in general, the CARD Adults program, we provide services to adults on the autism spectrum with opportunities to enrich their learning environments and have positive outcomes. So in general, it just kind of talks about what I was talking to you about, with ensuring that the adult in general has their needs met, has their wants met, and has a lifetime of just positive outcomes. So in general, we're really working towards increasing their independence, whether it be in the home setting, school setting, or the work and vocational setting. Independence is key, because if the adult is unable to present their skills in the home or the school or the vocational setting without the adult trainer there, they're not going to be able to do this for the life of for the lifelong journey that they have ahead of them.
Yeah.
We offer social, vocational, self-help, and functional skill training in general, and that can be broken down however the adult needs it to. When they are paired with a CARD adult lead, their program will be tailored to address their needs. Sometimes we have adults that want to come in and just make friends in general. They have everything else set in place for them. They've met all their other targets and goals throughout their program, wherever they might have come in from. And in general, they just want to be able to make friends, lifelong connections, so we can establish just a social program, for example. Or just a vocational type setting, and we can figure out what the skills that they need to work in that environment are.
I feel like it's sort of like Legos. My son and I were watching a program about Legos the other day, and they were showing a brick, and they said, okay, here's one brick, and you can't do much with that, but you take this other brick together, and now you have thousands of possibilities of ways you can put these together. And when you put the third brick, we now have 9 million ways that we could put these 3 bricks together. And I was like, 9 million? Seriously,
9
really?
million.
But when you think about it, here are these building bricks that you guys have. Social skills and vocational skills and adaptive skills, and it can be put together probably in 9 million different ways, depending on what somebody wants and what they need.
Absolutely, and then some, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then what's great about it is the adult learner will sometimes come in and have their own goals, or the parents will have their own goals, or the vocational setting, wherever those goals are coming from. But then once you've addressed them, or once you've put the adult learner in that environment, you realize, you know what, we're missing pieces here or there, and we kind of want to fill in the gaps accordingly, so we can continue to tailor the program, obviously, throughout the program's lifetime.
So for the parents who are watching, if you've got a 20-year-old who says, I'm thinking of one case in particular where they're like, this is the job I want, and the parent is going, well, that's great, but I don't see how we get from here to there. There are so many things. That parent could bring that young adult, and you guys could help tailor a program that makes sense for the parents, that makes sense for that adult, that you are working towards relevant, realistic goals to help them to get to something that makes them happy.
Absolutely. I have one case in general that the adult wanted to be a veterinarian. Didn't realize they had to go to medical school and then have to specialize in working with animals. But we got them in to work as an intern into a veterinary clinic. And they were satisfied. The fact that they were in that environment, working with the animals and doing whatever tasks that were provided to them or assigned to them for that individual day or the week, that in itself gave the adult so much more gratification than probably going to school, dealing with the anxiety of having to go to school for X amount of years.
But it should be noted that if they did really want to do the work, like you will go through with them and say, here's what you have to do. And if they really do want to go to school, then you help them to do that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you find out, though, that what they wanted wasn't what they thought they wanted to do the work, because we're all like that.
But you have to remember, you have to respect the adult's wish. And so we put them in the environment. And like I said, unfortunately for this event, for this adult, the fact that, like I said, that they were in that environment pleased them enough. And then we continued with skills that we had to learn to come in on time.
Yes.
He was assigned responsibilities, and he had to meet those targets on a daily basis. And then the actual, well, it was more the clinic staff had to put a plan in place for that adult and realize, okay, well, we have to put it on a whiteboard. And then he checked them off as he went throughout his day, and so that worked for him. It might not work for all adults.
Okay.
Putting them in a veterinary situation might not please them. They might want to go to school. They might want to have that, adventure ahead of them, and then we can kind of tailor the program for that need.
Wonderful. So when we're talking about adults, who are we talking about? Who is CARD Adult program right for?
CARD Adults is right for those that are 18 and over.
Okay.
There is no end line. We do not have an age limit. It's not 65. It's not 55. Typically, it's CARD Adult starts with those that are 18 and over. They have a diagnosis with autism, and they can be previous CARD Adult clients in general. Or
they don't have to be,
they don't
right?
have to be.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of outside communication from adults who are interested, that have heard from various forms of social media, that are interested in our program in general. So they do have to have a diagnosis of autism, and once they come in, they kind of give us their background and what they're looking for and what type of services they need. And sometimes it's the parents that come in and say, I'm concerned, I'm getting older, and my son or daughter need these amount of skills in order to live independently. We have to help them so that they can maybe live on their own, live in some sort of campus community, whatever it might be. So we're getting adults from all sorts of different formats coming in.
And in terms of abilities upon coming in, I always hate the terms high functioning or profoundly affected. But for people who are watching, is there an ability, skill level that somebody has to come?
No.
They can come in at any level.
Any level.
So if somebody is very, they're moving through their life and getting things done,
Yes.
but there's just like one little area that's a sticking. Maybe that one little area is romantic relationships. They've got the job thing working,
absolutely.
they've got the financial thing working, but the romantic relationship thing isn't working. They can come and get help.
We will partner them up with the appropriate lead and the appropriate clinical staff to get that specific target under a program, so that we can assess them and have a program in place so that need will hopefully be met.
Okay. And for the parents who will say to me when I say, here's where you can go and you can get help, and they say, oh, you don't understand, my child doesn't have any skill level, this would be of no use to them.
No,
I can say that just isn't true.
I say, come to us.
Yes.
Come to us, and we will work with you. We will work with you, and we will work with your adults, and we will get them to the best of their ability to function as independently as possible. There is hope. I don't want parents to feel like the adult has to just remain under their watchful eye until whenever, and then they're alone. They're not alone. We are here to help. Absolutely.
Wonderful.